Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Pause the video right now to check out my social media, my radio show, and thatdrummerguy.com. And most of all, enjoy the following presentation.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Josh? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much for taking the time to do this interview.
Oh, happy to do it, man.
Oh, well, awesome. Well, of course, we're here to talk about the release of the Chapter 1 from Eyes of the Sun, which is coming out March 16th through Blacklight Media Records. And I've just gotten the chance to be able to check this out over the last couple weeks, and I really love your guys' style. I mean, this is what I'm looking for in this style of music, with the emotion and power that you guys have with it. Lyrically, musically, everything that I'm looking for in this style of music, you guys are able to pull off, and it's awesome to be able to talk about it.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, not a problem. So for those that may not be familiar, how did this whole band start to be?
Well, it started with, I actually own a bar in Brooklyn called Lucky 13, and I was in a band called Redshift Desert for a while, and it was kind of very, kind of stoner, kind of similar to what Eyes of the Sun does now, but a little bit different. And when we broke up, I was friends with Miguel, who used to hang out in my bar all the time, and he had seen Redshift Desert play quite a few times, and he really dug what we were doing. And he's in another band called Ashes Within, and it's completely different from what Eyes of the Sun is. It's very kind of Meshuggah style, and he wanted to do something different. So when my band had broken up, me and Miguel had gotten together, and there was a couple other guys at the bar that hung out. This guy Angel, he was the original drummer, who's now in Demolition Hammer. It was kind of me, him, and Miguel that kind of got it together, and we had a second guitar player for a long time too. His name was Ernest, the original second guitar player, and we used to play with him also. And then he left. We got another guy, George, and then George left, and it's kind of been solid. Me and Miguel have just kind of kept it going for the most part. And then when Angel had left, we got our other drummer, Chris.
Oh, that's, it's awesome to see that, just being able to be in a scene like you are, being able to find the right musicians, being able to find the right style of music. I mean, with the style changes, of course, but, just being able to find the right group of people, making the right style of music. I mean, I'm glad to see that it all came together the way that it did.
Dude, it was awesome. And, really, I have to say, me and Miguel, when we got together, he's an emotional dude, I'm an emotional dude, and we just clicked musically. We write I feel like we write some really cool stuff together. We did a lot of, kind of right away, right from kind of getting together, we really just clicked, and we had kind of this vision of, what it's become today, you know what I mean? So, it's been really fun.
And with that, how does it feel to be able to get this release into a bigger spotlight now, with Blacklight Media being able to help release the album?
Well, it's honestly, it's amazing. It's unbelievable, honestly, because we have been through so much crap. We've been together for about 10 years now, and we had so many ups and downs, losing members and all this kind of stuff. But we never, I can't say we didn't take it seriously, because we always took the music seriously, but we never got super upset, when things kind of fell apart in certain times, until, we had put out a record in 2010, I guess. It was a self-titled, I think it was 4 or 5 songs, and we didn't, and then we had lost a member, so we kind of threw that up to the side, and then we we actually recorded this album in 2013 with the lineup we have now. And right after we recorded it, we used to put on a big stage show. We had televisions on the stage and all this kind of stuff. And right when we recorded this album, Hurricane Sandy hit, and the studio where it was recorded lost everything. We lost all of our gear. We lost all of our stage show and everything. And it really kind of put a damper on everything. You know what I mean? It really kind of, we tried bouncing back a little bit afterwards, doing the stage show, and some of the stuff was getting screwed up and all this kind of stuff. And we never really bounced back solid from that. And we would play, and we would do shows, and we actually released the album ourselves, but we never really did much with it. And Chris Santos had heard it, a long time ago, and he's seen us play before. And he was always, he loved it. And I feel like we were kind of in a bad headspace band-wise, you know what I mean? We were not doing awesome. But then, right before we got hit up by Blacklight Media, we were getting kind of some interest from some other people. And it was kind of weird, because honestly, we were kind of frustrated. We were almost done with it, And then we started getting some interest, and it kind of put the wind back in our sails, And it was like, all right, man, maybe we are doing something really good, and it is getting to people, And then as Chris Santos, had loved the album, and he wanted to put it out on Blacklight Media, and so and that's kind of how everything happened. And it's really exciting that we're able to put this out now that it's kind of we had such a hard time with it, after losing all our gear and the studio going and all that kind of stuff. So it's really great.
Oh, that is so remarkable too. I mean, going through a lot of problems myself with being in bands, for various situations. I think every single musician goes through those problems, but the fact that you were able to recover the way that you guys have, and like forming the right lineup, being able to get past Hurricane Sandy, and just get that ambition to want to keep going, and now it's really starting to pay off. I mean, it's great to see like all the positive reception I've been seeing online for this release finally getting the notoriety it deserves. Being able to talk to you about this now, and just like I can just imagine you just like with all the praise and everything that's going on now, and just having that fulfillment of knowing that things are starting to pay off. I just imagine that things are going to just get bigger and better from here on out.
I hope so, man. How it, like if you do music also, how the ups and downs of it is, and we have really no expectations. We're just going to do what we do. I feel like it just put a fire back under us where we're going to do it, better than before and heavier than before. And the guys that I play with, Chris and Miguel, we are very tight. That's why we've kind of kept it a 3-piece, because we were looking for a second guitar player for a while, but we work very well together and we're very tight, the three of us. So we're like, why are we going to screw with that mix? You know what I mean? So it's great, and I'm really happy to, as you said, how it is, being in bands, the ups and downs of it, but I'm really happy with it.
Oh, absolutely. And with that said, what is it for you now looking back on Chapter 1 and now seeing like the bigger promotion for it? I mean, how do you feel about it as far as like the production and the songwriting and everything that went into it?
I'm pretty happy with everything. I mean, there's always things you would love to change about certain things when you go back and stuff, but overall, I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. Production-wise and all that kind of stuff. We worked with Andrew Schneider, and I thought he did a great job with us and stuff like that. So I'm pretty happy with, the way the album came out.
Yeah, and, with that again, just like being able to see this get the big proper promotion, from a great label, and, also seeing the Blacklight Media show that's going to be coming up March 8th. It's great to see you guys on such an amazing, diverse bill.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, and I like that it's that, all the bands are different on the bill, and, God, I mean, it's cool too because all of us in the band, we all listen to all different genres of music and all that kind of stuff. So it's great playing with a different sort of lineup, not just everybody kind of sounds the same and stuff, which is really cool.
And so with this show, I mean, obviously with so many bands on the bill, what are you guys going to be focusing on as far as the set list?
We're going to play everything off Chapter 1. We're going to do 5 songs off Chapter 1. We kind of come in the habit of opening up with My War and then ending with Slavery of Another Name, the first song. And the last song on the album is the first song that we start out with, and then the last song is the last song that we end with on the set also. And then all the stuff in the middle kind of switches back and forth. But I just heard that Oni just dropped off the bill, so I don't know if we have to add an extra song or two in there or what's going to happen with that. So I actually just got the email right before I heard from you, so which I'm kind of disappointed about. I was looking forward to seeing Oni.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't realize it either. I mean, that's some sad breaking news that's going on there. But, it's still, I mean, as great as they are, I mean, at least the rest of the bill is still a great lineup, a great diverse lineup that's going on. And whether you guys get an additional song or there's just going to be more time between bands being able to have the stagehands being able to set up the equipment or whatever the case is, I mean, I'm glad to see that the show is going to be going forward and being able to show off this great label with such great bands.
Yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to it. And especially Candiria being the headline. I've been a big fan of those guys for years. So, and those guys from Goza were really nice guys. Yeah, it's going to be a really good show. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great night.
So after that, what's going to be next for you guys?
So right now we're constantly, we have been, because this record is a little bit old, I mean, we've constantly been writing. We have so much more material for a second album, but we're going to wait on that. And I got to be honest, like I have some really kind of ideas that I don't want to reveal about it, like the concept of the album. But I think we're going to, this chapter 2, I want it to be, bigger than chapter 1. So, it's going to need a lot more work and stuff like that. So to kind of get the concept down that I would like. So I think we're going to kind of focus on the release of this album and kind of doing, some shows and stuff like that. And so the direction the label wants to take it also. I know we have, a couple shows coming up besides the March 8th one. We're going to be going up to Boston in April, and then we're going to be playing Brooklyn again in May. We're actually going to do an official kind of record release party in Brooklyn with Gozu also, so it'll be fun.
And again, I just gotta say it's so cool to be able to see that an album that got released a few years ago is able to finally get that recognition it deserves, getting that proper live promotion that's going on, the social media promotion that I've seen going on, the press, and just like being able to like focus on such a great album and really give that life here in 2018. But with that, I mean, I'm glad to see that you guys are in the idea of having chapter 2 already in the works. I mean, of course, without releasing anything yet or giving anything away. I mean, I'm glad to see those creative juices are still going, and I just, from the way that you were talking about it, it got me very excited to see what's going to be coming next from you guys.
Cool, thank you, man, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited about it too. I'm excited about it, see where it goes. All the new stuff that we've been working on, I'm really excited about it, and always writing new stuff and releasing new stuff is always fun. But I still like the old song. We still love playing them. I still like when it's cool because we've been doing them for a little while, and I don't get sick of even playing the old songs. I feel like we still put our heart into it and get the same vibe from it as when we wrote it yesterday, which is great. So
yeah, and that's such a great thing to be able to hear that too, and that really shows how strong the songs are and how proud you guys are of those songs, because even after a couple years or even around the time that some people get into press for a new album, they're already sick of the songs that they just wrote. And I'm so glad to see that you guys are still loving chapter 1, because it's like it's so fresh to a lot of people now, myself included, and it's still going to be fresh to you guys. It's still going to be fun to be able to play that live, and it's just going to be a fun experience for everyone involved.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it is. We still love playing the song, so it's good. And we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't love it. So it's great that we're all kind of on the same page with it, which is awesome. So.
And considering where you guys are, I mean, where you are established, I mean, there is such a great, diverse music scene that's going on there. How does it feel to be in that kind of environment where you can pretty much just hear any style of music that you want?
It's cool. I love diversity. I can't listen to the same thing constantly and all that kind of stuff. So it's great being, around, so many different styles of music and all that kind of stuff. And I think that kind of, I hope that comes through in our music a little bit too, that we're not just, metal guys and just, pounding away at stuff. And we all come from, different backgrounds musically and stuff like that. So it's great to, be surrounded by different influences and stuff like that also.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that too. I mean, that's what I really appreciate about you guys. I mean, even though there is like that are able to pull off, I mean, there's a lot of diversity that's going on there. Even if it's like small nuances, I definitely pick up on them, and it's great to hear that, and it's great to, and I imagine that's going to be showing up in chapter 2 as well. And just being able to have that sound that you want to make, making it diverse, and just being happy with what you're making.
Definitely, yeah, and that's what's cool. Like, and the chapter 2 is definitely going to be, some of the songs are in the same sort of vein, sludgy, but I think we're mixing it up also, which is cool. It's not just going to be, the same thing. So I'm looking forward to it.
So with that, I mean, myself not having the pleasure of being able to see you guys live yet, what should people expect from a set of yours? As loud as we can possibly make it, and I don't really bullshit in between songs. We pretty much, we get up there, we usually do, sometimes it's a half hour, sometimes it's a 40-minute set. We get up there and we just blast through it, and there's not much space in between. We kind of want everybody to kind of go through the same emotional experience that the song that we're trying to create with those songs, that we want to capture that live with people also. We want to kind of put everybody in a trance and have you feeling what we're feeling. So And you know, I really do appreciate that, because that's exactly what the music, if you have to take like big breaks, I mean, whether it's like the tuned guitars or you just have to fill up time or whatever the case is, you could lose that emotional experience that the songs are being performed live. So the fact that you guys are focusing on that when it comes to the live set, I mean, that's so great to hear that.
Yeah, we really do. I mean, even in between songs, like I'm always telling Miguel, like when he's got a tune, hurry up, So I'll be like, getting feedback from my bass and stuff like that, giving him a second to tune. I'm not bullshitting on the mic. I feel it's unnecessary, jump right back into the next song. Yeah, we're pretty straightforward and no bullshit kind of band, which is cool.
Yeah, and I just imagine, just like with the momentum that's going on there now, and when you eventually start writing for Chapter 2, and when that eventually gets out, I mean, I just imagine even more of a diverse, emotional show that's going to be going on. I mean, being able to have like all these great audio palettes to be able to choose from and just make that live experience even bigger and better.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's definitely the goal.
So with that, like you mentioned, you like having that live, heavy, loud sound, having that kind of experience. Have you had to like switch up your gear at all since since the original release of Chapter 1 to be able to make sure it lives up to the live setting?
Yeah, well, I used to play, not really. We've always, like, in the studio, we kind of created everything. I think we capture our live sound pretty well. And we haven't. I mean, we kind of just played straight through what we normally. I've gone through a couple different heads, what I've liked, what I haven't liked, and stuff like that. But for the most part, not really. Our basic sound is I think we captured it pretty well live, and I mean on the recording, and we didn't really go crazy with too many effects or anything like that. Like our live sound is pretty similar to what the record sounds like, so we haven't really adjusted much.
Oh, and that's another great thing to hear that too. I mean, being able to capture that studio essence and put that into the live show, except just louder and more crushing, and just getting that full emotional mix that's going on there. I mean, it's great to see that there is just that focus of being able to play the music that you're writing and being able to translate that live.
Yeah, and I think we've got a pretty good response. We always get I feel like we get a really good response from our live show, because we do put our all into it. We try and make it heavier than what you hear on the album. So I think we've accomplished that with our live show, which is pretty good.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what makes it so great to be able to talk about everything that's going on with the band, talking about Chapter 1 coming out March 16th, the upcoming live shows that you guys are going to be doing. I mean, whether it's an amazing show with like Candiria of all people. I mean, that's so awesome to see like two bands that are so different being able to play on the same show, and it oddly makes sense. And the CD release shows are going to be coming up in the future, and then of course the upcoming writing and everything. I mean, again, like we were talking about in the beginning, it's like there's a lot of hardship that can really come from a band. Some people don't face as much, some people face nothing but hardships, but I'm glad to see that didn't derail you guys, and it just made you guys stronger. And just from the way you're describing it when it comes to the live shows and everything that's coming up, I mean, that makes me very excited as a brand new fan, and I can't wait to see where things are going to go from here.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it also. We're all pretty excited about it. We can't wait for the album to come out and see what happens. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh. Well, awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for taking all this time to be able to talk to me about everything that's going on in the world of Eyes of the Sun, including the re-release of Chapter 1, which is coming out March 16th, all of your upcoming live shows, just the live experience, the experience of being in a band. I mean, it was awesome to be able to get your insight into everything, and I really appreciate your time talking to me.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate the call.
Oh, not a problem. Before we wrap things up here, is there anything else you'd like to mention that I hadn't brought up yet?
No, not really. I think we've kind of covered like where we're going and where we came from and all that kind of stuff, and I'm just looking forward to see where the future takes us.